What do you got, Bill?
What do you got? You got any reinforcements coming?
We've got Bobby Miller coming. We sent Matt Sauer out. Basically, we just need to protect our downside, and Matt's been great for us, but we got Bobby coming. He'll be in the pen. Lands at some point in time this afternoon.
All right. With Kershaw having gone only 2 innings yesterday, does it change the rotation going forward? He's still Wednesday?
He's still Wednesday, yeah.
You've got 2 guys, Teoscar and Will Smith, who have been ridiculously successful with runners in scoring position. I think Will has hit 500 in those situations. How do they do it? What's the common thread between those 2 guys?
I think the common thread to start is there's a value in runs batted in for them. I think that they really value getting a hit and driving in a run, and they really have they're just good hitters. And I think that this day and age, guys just don't value driving in a run, and they don't know how to get a base hit. And I think those 2 guys are very good at it.
Do you expect those kind of numbers to continue, or is it one of those things where there's an inevitable settling?
Yeah, I think there's an inevitable regression with those numbers, but I still feel that the intent, the focus in those situations will continue.
Is Bobby, is he here just for length, or just given kind of the state of the right?
Length.
As a team, you're hitting over 300 with runners in scoring position. Is that a point of emphasis? Is that just a collection of guys you have?
I think it's a collection of guys we have. I think it's also a mindset. I think Mookie's obviously a very good hitter, and you got to be able to drive runs in. You got to be a good hitter. I think Freddie is as good as they come as being a good hitter and driving runs in. So I think those guys right there are main. And I will say this, is Max Muncy has become a much better hitter recently, in my opinion. And you're starting to see some base hits and better efficiency driving when runners are in scoring position.
Dave, have you guys determined who Shohei will be throwing to tomorrow?
I think Rushing is involved. I think, I'm not sure. I know Dalton's going to be involved. Hyeseong Kim, I think, will take some at-bats. I'm not sure who else.
Do you find yourself marveling at all how productive Shohei has been as a hitter as he goes through, these various rehabs and ramp-ups?
I do marvel quite often. It's sort of commonplace now, but when I take a step back, it's pretty astounding.
You have to remind yourself he had shoulder surgery.
I try not to think about that, but it is kind of amazing that this offseason he had, a major surgery to come back and be that productive. Yeah.
It's supposed to be heard that shoulder surgeries like that can affect a guy's power. So he's only got 17 home runs.
Yeah, so I don't know if it cut into his power, but he worked really hard this offseason. He's having a tremendous season.
Was there a moment with that where you sort of saw him turn the corner? Or was it sort of like he showed up to spring training looked like the same old Shohei you saw before surgery?
No, he wasn't the same Shohei at spring training. Yeah. I think once we got into the season, once we got back to the States after Japan, I thought he kind of really let it go and felt completely strong. I don't recall one at bat or anything like that, but I do think that once we came stateside, he became, he took it to another level.
Normally, at the end of the rehab from the surgery, it's 5 or so minor league rehab starts. Since he's unique and can't have minor league starts, have you thought about what the equivalent of live is?
Yeah, it's not going to be 5 minor league starts. I do know that. I think this is just such a unique situation that there's no one kind of blueprint. So we're going to do this live session. I can't even speak to if it's going to be an up and down. I guess I'll find out when you guys find out, and then we'll see what the next week brings. So it's going to be he's going to be around. It's going to be simulated games, but I really don't know what that even really looks like.
Is there any shot of, like, on a Thursday off day doing a rehab start, or is that just too disruptive to fly out?
I think anything should be on the table. Yeah.
About the Shohei, like how many checkbox you guys had it or doctor had it, and how many he has covered by now?
Well, I think up to this point he's checked every box. But then you're talking about really adding velocity, where I think right now it's been tempered or controlled. You're talking about throwing his slider to hitters, which he has only done in a bullpen. So those are two other boxes. So he, up to this point though, he's checked the rightful boxes.
And I'm sure everybody look at the different things, but like what exactly you're gonna look at tomorrow?
For me, I'm looking for command. I just want him to get through it healthy and be willing to get to the next step. So there's not one thing I'm really looking for. It's just so early right now for him.
Some of it might be obvious, but just given how long it's been since he's pitched in a major league game, how would you describe just how significant of a step tomorrow is?
It's a big step getting on a mound, facing hitters. Obviously, rightfully so. There's a lot of anticipation, but I think he's really looking forward to it.
What do you think?
Kopech had a good one the other day. I think he's got another one scheduled tomorrow. I think tomorrow he's pitching.
Is there anything else he has to get done?
So I think he's progressing, but I think there's still a couple, 2 or 3 more outings before we see him. Probably yes.
What got another good outing last night from Asparius. How has he been able to separate himself from like a group that, if he's down, he's going to go to get an option for a bit? How has he sort of established himself as a guy here?
Well, I think that his stuff, he's pitched really well in various leverage roles. I think that given that, there hasn't been a drop-off in his stuff, where I think that with some guys, young players, you see kind of the workload causes us to send him out to reset, to kind of, get out of this kind of workload. He's just been very good for us. He's mentally handled whatever we've thrown at him, and he's also a hybrid for us, Tyler, where it's like, if we want to get him back online in 3 days to pitch 1 inning, I feel we can do that to help us win a game. He's just not a length guy per se, but when we do need 3 innings of leverage, he can do that too.
Yeah, those guys are hard to.
They're hard to find.
Yeah.
The neutral guys that can go short in leverage, that can pitch multiple innings, they're hard to find. They really are. And for a guy that's got less than a year of service time, really, really commendable.
When did he get onto your radar? I mean, I know he didn't show up until late August.
That's when he got on my radar.
What have you seen from Dalton Rushing so far, both at and behind the plate?
I see a baseball rat, a guy that wants to learn, guy that respects what guys have done, the game. He feels that he's going to be a superstar. I love him in the box. He's very confident. He controls the hitting zone, and he's going to be a good one for a long time.
How much do you think Mookie's enjoying the challenge of shortstop?
Immensely. He loves it, and for me, he's a grade and a half better at that position than he was last year. He looks like a major league shortstop right now, where last year there were many times I didn't feel that way, but I think he's a guy that loves a challenge, and he's really realized that challenge and keeps getting better each night.
What do you think has changed? Is it just reps or
Repetitions, confidence. He's had a lot of different plays that he's kind of been able to kind of see in games. But I think it's confidence. He's just a very confident defender right now. Good, Bill?
I'm always good.
All right.
Thank you.